Um, I love to come back to Bangkok, but I just changed my mind about my plan to visit Bangkok again.
What changed you? What changed your mind?
I think that I have a reason to go to a different place. Around 7 years ago, when I was working in Hoi An, I had a cafe gallery, and I met an Australian couple, and it was so nice that after their holiday in Hoi An, after making friends with us, they decided to attend my wedding party.
Wow.
Yeah. One day I just sent the husband a message. They're young, like brothers, sister to me. I told him that, oh, good news, I'm going to get married within a month. And you know what? He just called me back. He said, oh, haha, that's good, great news. I was on the way to home from work, and I'm going to call you back very soon, but let me know the day and blah, 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 the details of the wedding. And then I will come and see you. Wow, I was so shocked. And then they actually did. Both of them, they were wearing beautifully to my wedding.
Wow.
And yes, and he puts an envelope of some around $200 to my pocket, and he said, oh, I'm going to give you more when I have. I said, wow, you're the best present to me. So it's just fine. And we just say hello back and forth via Facebook Messenger in the last few years. And then I decided, oh, wow, he's one of the best persons in my life. We are just friends. And then he decided to do a great thing. So now I have a chance. I can afford a trip to Australia. So why not making something? Maybe
so you want to pay a visit? Pay a visit.
Yes. And we actually applied a visa for that via tourist company.
So
what I need to do is now just to wait and for the result.
You already applied.
Yes, I thought it, and then I made a decision, and I did it right away.
Yeah.
And if I accepted my application, then I would go there. I would leave Da Nang on the third day of tech holiday. Yeah. So I think 2 days for tech holiday in Vietnam is just fine.
So you already booked a flight to Australia?
Yeah, everything is done except for the visa application.
Well, which city are you going to? May I ask?
Actually, I haven't checked the program. The details of the program was checked by my wife. I just make the big decision that we go. And we already then for a 7 days tour, we will take 1 day for them. Yeah, get out of the group.
But actually, the visa Australia gives a 3 months visa. And it doesn't have to be 7 days, but that's what you ask. Then they're gonna they don't care about what you ask, 7 days, a month. They'll give you 3 months. They don't care as long as you stay within the 3 months.
Yeah.
But you'll get it because you work in a company and big company, and you have income. Your wife has income and everything, and you go and you earn. So you will come back. You know, you've got
Yeah,
the back of the company support you.
I have to give them my the documents of my property and the business license that show that I have a small business of 15 staff. I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, we do, and it's gonna be okay. Like especially goes through agent, right?
Yeah. Through agent.
Yeah,
it's easier, huh?
Yeah, if you got a news, please tell us. I would love.
Yeah, I will share.
I would love to
You been there, right?
Huh?
You been to Australia?
Yeah. The last year. It's been a year, right? It's 2 months.
How long did you spend there?
A month. They gave me a permission. They gave me a 3 months visa, and with multi-entry to country. Yeah. It's gonna be okay.
And how do you stay that long? A month?
Yeah. Good question. I was be able to contact with my online students. Okay, so I was in Brisbane, the northern of the Queensland state, and I was be able to contact one of my online students who studied in Queensland University, and she got a friend from Hanoi, and who also studied PhD, a master degree in that city. And also when I'm done the conference, which the university supports me, 3 days at the hotel, and then after that I contacted him and I stayed him for a week, and then I moved to and then I flew to Sydney, which is an expensive city to live. That I was be able to contact with one of my clients, official's client, and she agreed to let me stay.
Wow.
And for 2 weeks, and her family moved to Australia 2 years ago, and now they got a PR, permanent visa resident. And then I moved to and then I flew to Melbourne to meet my friend Sam, American friend who I talked in a couple of videos before. We live. He didn't have a home to stay. He lived with a bunch of friends in an unabandoned house. And it's really cool. Unabandoned house with no electricity, but luckily it has a water pipe system working. So we were able to like go for toilet a little bit, but electricity at night we use a candle. And for 7 days in Melbourne, and then 5 days in Adelaide, which my girlfriend's sister who studied there, and now also she's applying for PR, and she agreed to let me. I was going to visit her anyway, and then I come back to Sydney, and then pack my things up and ready come back home for a month.
Wow, adventurous.
One day. Yeah, I took the 3 flights, 1 train to get to all of them. It was fantastic. Hey, if you ever on Australia, you should hop on the train and see the countryside of
wow, that's
Australia. It's different. It's different from what the media tells you all about Australia. That all like lively and things. It's different, It's media.
Couldn't imagine that there's still people living in the house without electricity in Australia. Is that temporarily, or is that kind of
no? Here's the thing: it's an abandoned house. unabandoned house. It still lives in a neighbors who it's still in a neighborhood that has a lot of household.
Okay.
Because the owner of the house left, so that the electricity company cut it out. So yeah, they lived there illegally for quite a long time. Yeah, hopefully you go. We will get to Australia. All right. So Cam, would you have anything to ask Mike?
Yeah. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Cam.
Please tell me about the journey when you come back Bangkok.
Feeling?
Tell me about the last journey when you Bangkok.
Sorry, I couldn't get you.
Would you repeat again?
Can
okay. Tell me about the journey when you go to Bangkok.
My leave?
No. Cam was asking you that tell us about your last journey, trip.
The last trip to Bangkok.
To Bangkok.
Yeah, I will tell you an unexpected experience. The last day we were about to visit a show, and then early that morning, around 2 a.m., a friend of mine knocked my door and said that my mother was staying with her and her children. She had some problem with her throat or her stomach, and she vomited, and they saw blood. So that sounded very serious. We called an ambulance, and the hotel spotted us taking her to the hospital. And it was unlucky that I remember it was a weekend, and the hospital was pretty quiet, and the best doctors was at home at that time on that day. So we got very worried, and we waited until around half day, and then until I could see a doctor. And you know what? The room in the hospital was really clean, and when you get in, you just feel like a hotel. You have no fully feeling of a hospital, no smell of medicine or whatever. They were very friendly, looked professional, and you know how professional their service is. There is a bed with a lot of equipment on the bed, and there is a button, and every time you have problem, you want to talk to the doctor or the nurse, you just press the button, and then in a few seconds a nurse would come. But they don't have the doctor right away. We got worried because we have to wait for half an hour to get the doctor. They said that it's the weekend. It sounds like Vietnam. It sounds like in Vietnam when you go to the hospital. A weekend, they just tell you that, go home and come back here on Monday. But our problem to not wait for you for us, right? And that is the one that I dislike. Only one thing. And then later on, the doctor show up, and then we did a lot of tests, and we have to postponed our plan. Yes, because that was the last days to wait for the result of the test. And you know what? After that, they said that nothing wrong. I was worried and feel a little bit of disappointed, because it sounds like Vietnam, the service is good, the facility is good, but they said that nothing wrong. Why we are actually having problem?
You have that problem. I believe that you'll have problem if you move to Australia. Australia is the same. I think pretty the same.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you a story about how one of my clients who let me stay in Australia for 2 weeks, and he said that he's had his risk, like he's been working in the industry for like 20 years, so you know, computer stuff, and then he got a problem with this risk, and you know what he cost was $2,000. Didn't get that here. Okay, no, just like for checking, for go to the hospital for 3 different doctors, 3 different levels of doctor, general doctor, specialist doctor, and the doctor somewhere, and it takes 3 months, actually 3 months to get the final result that what he needs to do. Like the final doctor gave
advice, right?
3 advice. So just for consulting and advice for 3 months and $2,000. So then he come back Vietnam for reason, for business, for home reason. So he got it done for like 5 million for a day in Vietnam. For 5 million in Vietnam for a day. That's easy. Piece of cake. Like his friend's a doctor in Ho Chi Minh City, and he said, okay, within a day you can get it done for within a day. Check it within a day, and it worked. His hands is okay now.
Maybe their system is too complicated.
Yeah,
their
too complicated.
Procedure is so complicated.
Because it is. You know what? Because the government don't want to, the people blame them, suit them for, they want to
carelessness or something like that, right?
Step by step, and also and also bảo hiểm, and insurance, and because the medical insurance in Australia is free, totally free, but you have to be the PR. I have to be the permanent resident of the country, or you're a citizen. You got all the benefits. But still, if you live outside of like a countryside of Australia, you have to wait for get medicine and for getting hospital. Still waiting. So don't blame what even Australia.
And we stayed there 2 days in the hospital, and then they said it's okay. So it means they didn't find out the reason.
Yeah.
And then when my mother felt better, we went home.
It's hard.
And we went to family hospital in Da Nang. And they found out within a day that blood is from the nose, not from the stomach. That is the thing the doctor in Thailand didn't find out. They thought something wrong with the stomach, but actually something wrong with the nose. There's a scratch or something like that. And then, so it was okay, but we spent around 2,000 for 2 nights in the hospital.
$2,000? Look at it.
Wow, that's even as much as our journey.
Yeah.
So that is my experience. We did our tour ourselves, so we have to pay for the hospital fee. But the next trip we would buy our own travel insurance.
Yeah. Travel insurance. Yeah, you should. Oh, you
just a little bit, but the payment is really good. I think it's good enough to cover even a serious disease.
Yeah. It's just $1 for one day traveling. It's very cheap.
Really.
I bought it. Like I thought insurance and traveling insurance is some kind of expensive, but actually it's very cheap. $1 per day.
Yeah.
And also it got bonus as well. Like got discounted at the end. I don't know. All right. And Vivian, would you have something to ask?
Hi.
Hi, Vivian.
I hear you and your family will come Australia.
Yes, we are. If we got accepted, we still waiting for the visa.
On this 10th holiday.
Yeah, on the third day.
Third day.
Yeah, the third day. And we're going to spend there 7 days.
7 days. Just 7 days.
7 days. Yeah, 7 days. Yes. Yeah, tour, not a personal trip. So,
I hope your trip is nice.
Thank you.
Okay, here's a problem with the language here and then. Vivian used language that in the past she said you went to Australia. It means that Mike
already did.
Yeah, already went to Australia. But Mike, like I said, if we got accepted, we are, but we got accepted, we are. You know, it's different here. You admit that you went to Australia. If I'm the outsider, I'm listening. Oh, you are? So no, you have. We didn't. No, we haven't been to Australia, but we are going to apply for visa to Australia if we, and I hope. So Vivian, I hope that you will, not is. Your trip will be nice, or you will, will be, not is. Okay, we is the already. Yeah, như kiểu is nice, như kiểu mà khá là mỉa mai. Tao hy vọng chắc là trip của mình nice lắm, đúng không? Is nice. Sarcastic là như vậy, mỉa mai là cách như vậy. Còn này will be nice là khác. Nice, yeah. Chúc lời chúc như kiểu mà gọi chắc là trip của mình nghe nice đúng không? Bởi vì câu chuyện đang diễn ra là câu chuyện đã xảy ra mà. Yeah, nên là cái problem with using tense is very important. All right, Vivian, you done?
Yes, I'm done.
All right, Anna. Oh, Anna just come back from hospital. How are you doing, Anna?
I'm better.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I am feel a little bit tired, but
yeah, it is.
I better now.
Are you ready for
hi,
tech now?
Mike. Sorry, I can.
Are you ready for tech holiday now?
Yeah, quite. Yeah, ready.
Hi, Mike. I want to ask you something. The best thing you like when you go to Thailand, Bangkok. The best thing.
The best thing, the thing that I like most, right?
Yeah.
I liked a lot of things there when I traveled to Thailand in the last two visits. Food, people, transportation, culture, a lot of things. But in short, there's there's an overall feeling about Thailand and especially about Bangkok that I like is the general impression. Is it a little bit of everything? Like food, I can eat almost everything, from fruit to local food, and then I did not have any problem with even with street food, and that gave a feeling of safety, something that I do not have in Vietnam. In Vietnam, when I drop by a street restaurant that looks good, but before deciding to try something from that street restaurant, I have to wonder, is it safe? Will I have any problem with my stomach? Because that's very easy to get food poisoning in Vietnam, especially if you try street food. And the second impression of Bangkok is people. At first, in my first trip, when I looked at them in the street, I saw ladies and men sitting there and chatting, and they have dark skin, they have curly hair, and they're pretty different from Vietnamese. And that reminds me of jobless people in Ho Chi Minh City. They were sitting in the streets doing nothing but staring at you, and that looks very dangerous. But in Thailand, that impression went away like half an hour after I went around the city. That I started to spot their smiles everywhere, and especially when they saw my little daughter, they smiled, they greeted, and very friendly. And you know, when I was working, when I had problem, when they saw me carrying a lot of stuff, and they offer help. And that is not something rarely happened. It happened many times during my stay. So it's something like it's the true hospitality. And I asked a Vietnamese who lived there for 20 years. She was selling fruit. She was very happy to see Vietnamese. And I asked her a little bit about local people. They said they are very friendly. It's their personality. It's safe here. Don't worry about a thing. Just enjoy your holiday. So that's the second impression.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it is people and the culture. Yeah, that. And there's a little thing that's but important. The last thing I think that's the safety of the traffic. Yes, they ride motorbike very fast, but they follow the traffic signal very strictly. It's different from Vietnam. And when I blocked the way, I didn't know that because I was looking for something to buy. And when I just suddenly turned around and I saw a car waiting for me. It was in Vietnam, you would see beep, 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 beep. But they were still waiting for me. And I say, sorry. And the driver just smiled friendly and went away. So that's really good. It's the whole atmosphere of the city, the people, the scenery. It's just peaceful and in order. Something that's hard to find in Vietnam. So we have, when we think back about Vietnam, we think a lot of things to do to have that environment. So that's my feeling.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Mike.
I done.